This winter has been awful.
Dubbed Snowmageddon, brought snow showers lasting nearly 24 hours.
Aging fleet of trucks hamper its ability to clear the streets of snow.
2nd Avenue, and to the left of the screen is going towards downtown.
See? So I figure, what better time than now to do a Crazy Kart maintenance episode. Don't worry, if you're seeing this, that means next weekend we have a Sur-Ron and Razor maintenance episode coming. So without wasting any more of your time, and diving right in by starting with the XL. Now a lot of this is going to be no-brainers to some of y'all, but a lot of this I nearly never hear mentioned, if ever at all. But all of this will be transferable to the standard as well. This all applies to both the XL and the standard. I just have 3 to work on, so we're diving in with this. Starting with this, I had to pick one. And actually, first things first, first thing you should always maintain and be checking on, your rear casters. The way you guys fly through them. I don't have that same problem, but they should still be rotated. Yep. Just going for my caster tools. I can never remember which one goes to which. You could just flip your wheels around if you'd rather. The spacer on each side is the same, but I think actually switching the casters is better practice and easier. Just switch them around. It's really that simple. And you'll stop the uneven wear from happening that way. Although again, I don't seem to run into that problem nearly as often as I pop tires. This is still good practice. So now that we've switched our casters around, hopefully I talked enough about that, this would also be the time you would change your tire, especially if it's popped or if it looks like this. This did not pop. This still has some life left in it, but it's so bald it would create steering wobble. This would be your opportunity to change that. Now, something that may come as a surprise to some of you is these are awfully low to the ground and rattle like crazy. So a good common bolt check is probably something you should do every once in a while with actual wrenches and stuff. These ones aren't as important, so finger tightening before we pull this bad chicken down and check them all. Standard bolt check. Really nothing fancy to explain here either. Just make sure you have a screwdriver, some Allen wrenches, maybe some adjustable wrenches, and go to town. Seriously though, every once in a while, every few rides, or every ride if you can handle it, I would say this is worth doing. Check these things. They do get loose. All of it. Now enjoy the rest of my bolt check. Number 3, you know you got to clean these, right? Proof of concept, I have 3 carts to clean. But yes, much like other things you may or may not own, depending on the laws where you live, you have to clean these if you want them to operate correctly. But I'm using this instead of my ceramic wash this time because it's the XL. If it was my standard, I would use the white ceramic waterless wash. A little bit more shine to it. Number 2 was the bolt check in case we weren't clear. It's just that one's for anodized and one's not. But you can thank me later, because it's just good to keep your cart clean. Number 4. You know you got to oil these chains too, right? Definitely doesn't have to be anything special. As a matter of fact, I use this. Link below, right from Amazon, for everything from the Sur-Ron to the Crazy Kart. Number 5. The 5th thing I'd recommend in Crazy Kart maintenance. Taking good care of your battery. Whether it's stock or one of these. Actually, you know what? Second thought. Screw the stock batteries. They're lead acid. They're crap. You're going to end up throwing them away anyway, so who cares how you treat those? But if you have a nice battery from Taxi Garage, Armorage, or anybody else, take good care of it. I do believe they recommend at Taxi Garage storing them between 20 and 80%. I don't actually know for a fact if there is a threshold. I just know they say don't store them fully charged, don't store them fully depleted. Of course, being a lithium battery, that's something we would avoid anyway, right? Draining it completely. super announcement, big surprise thingy. As I'm sure y'all have noticed by now, I have an upgraded neck on my XL Crazy Kart. A taxi garage one to be exact, so it's super robust and reinforced. Therefore, I would never have a need for my stock one ever again, or any other one for that matter. Which leads me to announce that my Facebook Junkyard page is now live, with a few items up, not everything. But that is where I am selling used and unused parts from my stock machines, carts and bikes, as well as some things that I bought and that didn't fit. Descriptions, use, mileage, condition, as well as the price I'm looking to get for it. You pay shipping. I keep everything super cheap because it is used or stock for the most part. But if that sounds like something you should be interested in, follow me on Facebook. I take PayPal and Cash App. And my XL fork actually already sold. There it is, on its way out. Got some mail to drop off too. Not gonna let y'all see the addresses though. XL fork, Crazy Kart, on its way, my friend. Now hopefully this isn't part of your maintenance list, but remember when we blew up my 1000 watt 48 volt setup? Link below if you didn't see that. After many emails back and forth with instructions from Taxi Garage, those guys are awesome once again, I now know I have to test everything. And this will be the electrical tester I'm using. Never used one before in my life. Came with a little wall outlet piece, a pen, the terminal, everything you needed. I'm learning. But yes, I have to test the controller, battery, throttle, motor, all that. There is more to do, so this should be fairly straightforward. But it was pretty straightforward. Yeah, look at that, 54. Cool. Now, not exactly a mod, but two things I think everybody should be doing to their karts, regardless of circumstances and situations, or XL or standard. Something I already did to my XL, but we still need to do to my standards, starting with grips for the steering wheel. Not only are these awesome and just good practice, but like it's going to give you something extra to hold on to. And I use gloves, right, most of the time, and I'd argue this still mitigates a little bit of the steering wobble. Just adding that extra cloth there, and somebody's going to say I'm splitting hairs here, I just know it, but the little things start to add up when you're talking about something like steering wobble, especially if there's several things you can do to mitigate it, like wearing gloves. I swear to gosh, I just get better grip and can hold on better to where it would wobble with gloves. Secondly, GPSs, speedometers to be exact. Same ones I've put on everything else already except these two karts. That way you know your speed, but even if you don't care about your speed, because for now at least until I find better placement, I arguably put them in the worst spot to look at when you're going fast, you can at least use them to keep track of your mileage, which I highly recommend to everybody, because that way you know if something's severely out of whack. Like if you just put 10 miles on a new motor and it blew up, well, that's not right. But I've never had that happen, 200 miles deep, and I've had very few issues aside from the XL. Forget about that for now. We're working on that. We're going to fix it. But yeah, all my karts have like 200 plus miles on them by now. I genuinely hope this was a fun one for y'all. I know there was no riding, but we needed to do this. These things were not being said enough. Speaking of such, don't forget, Suron and Razor video next weekend. Discount codes below, links below to everything mentioned and used in this video. Everybody who's liked and subbed, and please do continue subbing and liking. I appreciate y'all. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Until next time. I gotta go ride.